So I'll be sharing my screen. Today we are going to start from Google Earth again, okay, and then we'll go to QGIS, and then we'll see what we can be able to do again today. The workshop is GIS for facility management. Today we'll be focusing on how you can use GIS to actually track an estate layout or kind of do estate management. It has to do with allocation, okay, allocation of estate to your client without necessarily going to the site, okay, and these are some of the things you can actually do with Excel, okay, because you can just normally put your Excel and number the building, number one, number two, understand? But the only advantage of using GIS is that visualization and the relation it has with the satellite image and the real-time image from the satellite, where you can actually see the nearby features, you understand? So that is that. I'll share the screen now. Okay. I'll share the screen from Chrome. Okay. So as I said, if you watch my video, if you want to access Google Earth, you go through this Google app here. Okay, go through this Google app here. So I'll click on this app, and then I'll scroll down. Then I look for Google Earth. So you see Earth here. So I'll click on it. Sorry, we just wait for it to load. All depend on the level of the network that we are using. Okay. Okay. I believe you are seeing my screen now. You are seeing my Google Health display, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay, all right. So we continue now. Okay, so this is Google Earth, all right. So as I said, the first thing you actually do is to look for that particular property, look for that particular site that you want to manage or that you want to get the data. Okay. Now we have two different ways or method where you can be able to access this. One is by going to the site and then use the method of how to pick coordinate with your mobile phone, because you don't actually need to go and buy GPS for that. But if you have GPS, you can use GPS to pick coordinate. And if you have the coordinate, you can input the coordinate from the search here, okay? And then it will take you straight to the location. But if you don't have the coordinate, but if you know the name of the place, you can actually search by typing the name of the place here, and then it will take you to the place. For example, I want us to focus on this triple home. Okay, it's one particular estate, so we'll just use it as an example for our today's class. So just for you to type triple home, is because I have opened it. That is why it's there. So you just type triple home. Okay, so you see that it's displayed. So I'll just click on it. So you now search anywhere that you want to use as an example, okay, at the cost of you practicing this, all right? So I'll zoom to that place. This is Google Earth. Now, I search for the location, right? This is the first thing I did here, right? And then this is the location. The next thing now is that there are two things there. Is either you just want to get the measurement of the place without necessarily need to take this place to QGIS. Maybe what you just need is just to get the measurement of the land of the estate. Somebody asks you to, okay, what is the land area? Or what is the area of the land? Or what is the size of the land? Or stuff like that. You don't actually need to take it to QGIS, okay? For you to do those calculations, you can easily access the measurement from here by clicking from here and then take it to this place, okay? It has given you the length of this place, which is 239.63 meters, okay? Now, you can still get this site. Okay, so that is how you do. If you want to take all of them together, you can still continue. If you don't want, you can escape and do the other one. But I can decide to take all of them together, see that the sizes are increasing. You can zoom it very well to see, because these are kind of riverine area or waterlogged area. So I'll click. Okay, I'll click. And then I'll close it here. So now you see, now as based on the fact that I've closed it now, I'm having the meter, which is 983.19 meters, and then I'm having the area of the land, which is 60,565 meters square. Okay, so you have your information you need from here without necessarily taking it to QGIS. Okay, but now the reason why we need to take it to QGIS is that GIS is about having geometry attached with information, right? So now for us to add information to this easily, you will need to take it to GIS environment so that we can do proper management. You can even add some information to this place. You can even add pictures and all those things here as well. But it will be more better, more professional in GIS environment. Okay. So I will go to, well, how will I take this particular place to GIS environment? Now you need to export it as KML file. Okay, all these things is something that we have done last week. I'm just trying to go through them so that in case there's any confusions, you can just pick it immediately. I need to export it as KMZ because that is the format that we can be able to upload to QGIS environment. So I'll go to project. You see, this is a project. I'll go to project. Then I will go to under this new project now. I'll click on this small arrow here, and then I will say create KML file. I'll click on create KML file. I can type the name of the site. I can just type it as triple A. Okay, triple A estate. You can add descriptions if you want to write few things about the site. Let's assume you want to do some level of information here. Okay, but if you don't need any descriptions, you can just go straight because the essence is just for you to take it to QGIS. So I'll click on this arrow here, and then I will click on draw line or shape, right? I'll click on it. Then I can come here now and still draw. Okay, I can draw it based on the shape of the land. Okay, you see I zoom it very well so that I can be able to see what I'm digitizing. Okay, at least to get to some level of accuracy. You know, if you remember last week, I was actually I did not actually consider all this, okay, because my interest there was to actually show you how this work, okay, and then I believe we have tried some of these things. So level of accuracy is also very, very important. So I click here, all right, so I have it now as a polygon. So it's calling untitled polygon. I can just call it estate, okay, I can just call it estate, and then from there now, you can just click on this arrow. After you change this thing, click on this arrow, it take you back to this AAA, which is the first project that we create. And then click on this arrow. I mean, this 3 dot there. You click on that 3 dot and then export as KML. It will automatically download, okay? So it will be found on your download file, okay? So now we are finished from Google Earth, okay? I hope you guys are following. Please, can I have a response, please? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me, please? Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir. We are hearing you, sir.
Good, good. All right. So I'm through it.
My network is not strong. It's skipping, kind of.
Yeah, I understand. Possibly it's from your end there. Okay, but yeah, as I say, based on the fact that there's a flow network here, the video will actually correct everything because it will not be skipped at the time that you're watching the video. So I just finished from Google Earth, so I'll go straight to QGIS now. All right, so I'll share my QGIS. Okay, please mute yourself. Please check your audio. If it's not mute, please mute yourself so that you're not
okay.
Yes, please mute yourself. All right. This is QGIS environment. Okay. If you have opened your own, you will see something like this. The first thing, as I said, you need to confirm the coordinate reference system, which is you click on this your project. Okay, under the project here, and then you click on property. Okay, so I said we are going to use WGS based on the fact that we are working in different states or different locations. So I'll click OK from here. That is OK from that project setting. Yes. Yes. So the next one is to load our satellite image on QGIS. Okay, we did that last week. Okay, so how do you do it? You go to your browse. If you have connected your Google map already, if you have connected it, you see them here. If you have not connected them and you don't know how to do, just watch the video of last week. You'll see how it is. Okay, but the idea is under this SYZ tag, you click, right click, and then you see new connection, and you click on it, and it will bring room for you to paste the URL, which I say you should copy it from our YouTube page and paste here, and just type the name of the image that you are adding, and that is all. Okay, so that is available in our last video. So I'll click and then drag just to load it. I'll click and drag it and drop here, and then it will load. Okay, now for you to zoom and then start looking for the HHH estate, you know, it will definitely take time. That is why, that is the essence of us exporting it as KML from the Google map so that we can easily locate it here. So how do we do that? You go to layer. Now, instead of creating layer, now this time around, you are adding an existing data. So if, for example, if somebody give you a data, maybe somebody give you a shapefile, when they are giving you a GIS data, it's always shapefile. So if somebody gives you an existing data that you already have in your system, what is required is for you to load it inside. You don't actually need to create a new one again. So what you do, just click on add layer, right? Now we are working on vector layer, right? Okay, so you click on add vector layer. Okay, then I now browse, click on this button to browse. I'll go to download. Then you see the HHH, that AAA that I export from the Google map. or Google Earth. I click on it and then I click open. Okay, it loads to this environment and then I click OK. Sorry, I click add. Sorry, I click on add. Okay. So after I click add, you can just close there and then you click on this your layer here to see. So you see, I have the triple H here. Okay. So how will you take how will this triple H take us to the location of this particular property? What you need to do, you click on it, right click, and then you zoom to layer. Okay, so you see, taking us straight to that particular estate. So I can now off here and then we'll see the estate. Okay, I hope you guys are following. All right. So now, the next thing now, we already have this estate now. We already have our boundary of the estate. So I'll have to make this boundary transparent so that we can be able to see the estates, okay, the base map, right? What is under this place, we need to see it. Okay, so I have to make this particular boundary transparent or this particular layer transparent. So I'll double click on it. I'll double click on the layer and then I'll go to under the control feature symbology. You click on this symbology. This is symbology. You click on this simple field. Then under the field color, you change it to transparent. Then under the stroke color, you change it to any color you want. Let's assume I want red. Then the stroke width, if you want to increase the thickness of the line, you see that it is increasing as I'm increasing it here. And then after that, I can click OK. So you see, I have the boundary of my estate, so I know where I'm working on. So from the future now, estate management has to do with one, if you look at our introductory class, we talk about some of the advantage for marketing purpose, for planning purpose and all that. How do you use it to plan? For example, you have an estate here, right? Now, you use GIS now to actually maybe position another or find a location for the possible places that you can be able to build an estate again. Okay, for example, now you are seeing buildings, the cluster, how buildings are being built, the location, how close are buildings or how the level of development in a particular location using this satellite image. So now you see that, okay, at these places now, there are a lot of buildings here already. And then you also look at the planning nature of the area. Okay, is it well-planned area? Is it places that you think that in nearby places, if you build a estate, people can stay? You understand? Or possibly you look at the existing features. Is there anything like stadium around here? What is the distance from here to the market? You understand? Because with the GIS now, as I said, you can take measurement. For example, now I have this estate, and then I have, let me look for any nearby feature. This is the estate, and then this is a market. Okay, this is a market here, right? So now I want to calculate the distance, the nearby markets, so that you can actually, possibly when you are doing an advert or when you are marketing, or you can actually specify all those things. So how will you do that? Okay, there are different ways you can do that by digitizing it and calculate it, or you can easily click this button here. Okay, there's a button here you can see. If you click on it, you click on measure line, right? You click on measure line, and then it will come. You can shift this thing up, right, so that it will not obstruct your movement. Then I will click on this from here, and then I take it to the market. Okay, this is the market. So you see that we are having 1,450 meters. Okay, you can decide to change it to kilometers. Okay, all right, so that you have all the details you want without actually doing anything. You do not create any layer to digitize a line before you do this thing. This is a straight and direct measurement for you to do it. So even without you creating layer, doing the management, any serious management approach, you understand, you can actually be able to get your data Okay, you can actually give your estimate data or even your real data from here. For example, as related to construction, for example, I did a project for my postgraduate in ABU. I did a project where I look at the proximity analysis. How close is the sources where you source your aggregate from, either quartz or either fine or quartz aggregate? How close it is to the construction site, the route at which your drivers follow to those sites. You understand? Did the driver follow the shortest route or is following the route based on the one they understand? But if you use a GIS as a GIS person, you can actually look for the shortest route for the driver to follow, because your cost of construction is based on those expenditures. For example, the diesel, okay, and the diesel consumption is based on the distance that the vehicle covers. So if you can be able to source for an additional route for it to follow, or an additional query or alternative query, a query site where you can be able to get those materials from, you understand, it make your work, or make it to reduce the cost of your constructions. Yes, that's the general aim of that particular project. Okay, so now I'm just trying to explain that so that you see different ways on how you can be able to use it. It's for you to understand the tools and then be able to interpret it to your client or to your boss. Okay, so that is there. I'll go ahead with the next. So with this, you can be able to get a distance from one place to another, and at the same time, you can still use it to get the area of a place. Let's assume we bring this place now. You want to get the area, because if you see, they have areas, we have length and all that. So I can just follow my line that I digitized, or the one I brought from Google Earth. Okay. All right. So you see, I'm having 60,673 meters square. If you remember from that Google Earth, we have something like this. I'm sure that I saw 60,000 that time. Okay. So at least it's close. Okay. So I'll close this and then we'll continue. So now we talk about estate management. Now, for example, you have this estate now. You want to have information about this, your estate, so that you can do estate allocation or facilities allocation or facility management from the comfort of your office by having some of those data. Okay, this is exactly what we have done. We did last week, but just that we not actually pick a particular estate to do that. So now, how will I do that now? You need to create another different polygon that we will use to digitize all these buildings, right? So I'll go to layer now, and then I click on create. Okay, this time around, you want to create a new shapefile, right? So I go to create, and then I click on new shapefile. I click on new shapefile. Then here, file name, as I said, if you type it here straight, it will work, but just that you will not have control of your data because you don't know where it's being saved to. So it's better you click on this browse so that it will take you to the location. For example, I created a folder on my desktop called estate, and inside that folder I created a folder called SHP. If you watch the video, you know what I mean by SHP and then why you need to create this SHP folder, so that you can have total control of your data, because data management and data organization is very important in GIS. All right, so I'll click on SHP. We open it, then I now type it. Let's assume I name this as building. Building, okay, as the name of my layer. Then I click OK. Now, under the geometry type, we are going to use polygons. The coordinate reference system is WGS, so we leave it there. Now, the field, which is the attribute information, the information that you want to gather, you need to create a field for them, right? So now this is building. I can say one of the informations I need a building build underscore NO, which is the building number, so that each of them will have his own ID. All right. Then now, if it is building number, then it's not supposed to be text, it's supposed to be whole number, right? Then I can leave it at 10, and then I add to field list. The next one, I can say number underscore number underscore beds. Okay, so you know the number of bedroom. Now you can generalize it that okay, normally buildings are except on the special occasion where you're having 2 parlor. Okay, but normally possibly the building is 1 parlor, right? So our focus can just be okay, this is 2-bedroom flat, this is 3-bedroom flat. So you can restrict your data to that, or you can go ahead and create numbers underscore bed, number underscore parlor, number underscore toilet, number underscore dining. You understand? But you see that it become a repetitive stuff, which at the end the whole thing will just scatter, right? So we can just say number, so that we say okay, if this is 3, if it is 3, you know that it's 3-bedroom, which 3-bedroom include parlor, toilet, and all that, right? But depend on what you want to, the way you want to detail your data, so you can create more fields. So this is number underscore bed, right? So based on the fact that it's number, I'll still pick whole number, right? And I can still leave it as 10, and then I click to add. Okay, then let's assume we need to add picture. Okay, we need to add picture to it so that when you are presenting it to your client or somebody that you are showing the estate, how the estate look like, because possibly the person have not been to the place, so you don't know the shape of the building. You understand? So you can take as much as picture, both the interior picture, the outside picture of the estate, all the pictures of the bedroom, so that you can attach all the pictures on this very place, so that as you are showing him, you can actually click and then the pictures will be displayed immediately. Okay, so I'll put picture, and then the picture should be text data. Okay, remember the picture should be text data, and then I can increase the length to possibly like 200. Okay, and then I click add to field list. Okay, you can also, depend on the level of your marketing, you can also add something like units occupants or building occupants. So that is possibly when you assign the particular estate to somebody, you know the person that is there. So I can just say build underscore OC occupants. Okay. All right. So and then it should be text data, because you are going to write the name of the person, and then you can click the 200 is okay. You can carry the name. As I said, the length is just the number of the alphabet that carried possibly the name of the person that you're going to write. So if you put 200 and then you have somebody named that the length of his name is more than 200, it will not enter, right? So take note of that. So you can increase it to 500 or 1,000. All right, depend on the kind of name that you want to put. So I'll add to fields list. So I'll click OK. So I have this building now. I click on the building. It has entered here. I click on the building, and then I click on this pencil here, which is main toggle edit or start edit. All right. I start edit, and then I will come to the next one here. This save here, I said you are going to use the save, but based on there's no any editing, that's why I see this save is not active. So if you make any editing or you make any digitizing, make sure you click on this save before you close your work, or before you do the main save here. This main save, that is to say you are saving the whole project. But this save here, you are saving to this layer. Please take note of this. All right. So I'll click on this add polygon. Then I'll start digitizing the estate. So let me start from here. I'll start from here. I'll click to this place. I can just design it based on the way I'm seeing the shape of the building. Okay, but when it is real time, when you go to the site, you know how the building look like, so you know how it follows very well. So building number, let's assume this is number 1. Number of bed, let's assume it's 3-bedroom. And then the pictures, we are going to attach the picture, and then the building occupant. Possibly if you have given it out to somebody, is Mr. John. Okay, that owns this property, and then you click OK. So now you can add more informations, right? You add more informations. the possibly the services, the lighting, the number of bulbs, the this, you understand, any kind of thing, service water, is there water supply to that building, and all those kind of things. You understand? You can classify it as yes or no. You understand? So depend on how you arrange your data. Okay. So I have this. Okay. So now, so you have your data. You can also go ahead and digitize another one. So I'll go here, digitize. Okay, and then building number is 2. The number of bedroom is 3. Picture, we're going to do that. Is Mr. Yusuf that owns this. Okay, then I click OK. All right. So now these are the information that you'll be given. So you start digitizing all the estates. Okay. And at the same time, you are going to create a line which you are going to do that, so that we digitize the road and give the road a name as well. So that if you are giving the property to somebody, you are saying, okay, this is your road, this is so road, road A of that estate. You understand? So that you have total control of all the data. Okay. Then there's a tools here which I showed you last week, which you call it identifier tools. Okay. So now, if you click on the layer and then you click on this eye here, identify feature, I click on it, and then I come and click on that particular polygon that we digitize, it will display it. So for example, now, if you want to show your client everything about this particular building, what you need to do is just click on that IT and then click. Everything here will be displayed, including the picture. Okay, including the picture. The reason why the picture is not showing yet, because we have not linked the picture yet. Okay, but when you link your picture, everything the picture will show, and you can have picture 1, picture 2, picture 3 only on this particular polygon, so that you can show the person the outside of the building, the bedroom, the parlor, all the toilets, how everything looks like. So the person will see everything about that building, about that particular building before you. So the person can actually conclude on his decision whether to take the property or not before going to the site. Okay, so that is how you use this. Okay, so we are going to take our 5-minute break. Okay, and then we'll be back in the next 5 minutes, so that we'll continue, because we have already exhausted our first section. All right. So thank you very much. We'll come back in the next 5 minutes.